What's up, everybody? Welcome to another entertainment video, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Today, I'm talking about the Chicago Cubs, guys. Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Dodgers. They're playing in the Tokyo Series, the MLB World Tour, kicking off tomorrow. So I'm going to go through not only what the Tokyo Series is, some Game 1 starters and lineups, and also some projections for not only the Cubs, but also for the Dodgers, who are probably the most popular, best team right now in the MLB. But let's not even waste any more time, guys. MLB baseball is back, y'all. So tomorrow, 5:10 a.m., you got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Chicago Cubs. So let's do the quick little Tokyo Series rundown. So the Tokyo Series, it's here. Los Angeles Dodgers, Chicago Cubs, kicking off Tuesday, March 18th, 5:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Games being played in Tokyo, Japan at the Tokyo Dome, which is home to the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame. This series actually marks the second straight year and the 10th time an MLB season starts outside of the United States or Canada. And both teams are going to be led by Japanese star pitchers in Game 1. For Los Angeles, they got Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Shota Imanaga for Chicago. And we can't forget the best player in the world, Shohei Ohtani on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and another stud hitter out of Japan, Seiya Suzuki for the Chicago Cubs. So we got a bunch of Japanese players, two of the best franchises, best fan bases in all of the MLB, kicking off the season tomorrow. I can't wait. I'll be up at 5 in the morning, locked in, loaded, ready to watch some Chicago Cubs, guys. So let's get into a little bit about what the Tokyo Series actually is. So what is the Tokyo Series? The 2025 Tokyo Series is the latest installment of the MLB World Tour. So if you haven't heard about the World Tour, MLB World Tour has made stops in Seoul, Mexico City, London, and Santo Domingo last year. So this will be the first time they're playing the World Tour. It looks like here in Tokyo. It's going to be at the Tokyo Dome. That's actually home to the, forgive me if I get this wrong, the Yomiuri Giants and the Japanese Hall of Fame. So not the first time they're going to be having MLB games at the Tokyo Dome. So I was looking up, doing a little bit of research earlier. Looks like they've hosted a bunch of events at this dome before. So MLB regular season games, World Baseball Classics, which if you haven't seen that before, it's kind of like the World Cup, but baseball edition. They've held NFL games there, music concerts, professional wrestling, boxing, and MMA and more. So Tokyo Dome's definitely seen some players. I was looking it up. Looks like a dope place to play. It is indoor, if you can't tell from the name Dome, so they'll be playing inside. The Tokyo Series marks the second straight year that they're going to be opening the MLB season outside of the United States. And this year is actually the 25th anniversary of the first ever MLB regular season game that was played in Japan. And coincidentally, that was also a season opening matchup for the Cubs, but that time they were playing the Mets back in March 29th and 30th in the year 2000. So the series has Japanese stars on both sides. So no one bigger than, like I said earlier, Shohei Ohtani, man. Biggest, best player in the MLB. Dude can hit, dude can pitch, dude does a little bit of everything. But there's also some other Japanese players. So on the Dodgers, they got two other big names you probably heard of before. If not, these are two big names out of Japan. Big free agents these last couple years that came into the MLB. You had Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's starting Game 1, and then Roki Sasaki, who actually got drafted or signed this year, I should say. So Yamamoto last year was his first year in the MLB. He had a 3.0 ERA, 105 strikeouts in over 90 innings. And in the postseason, he started 4 games. He had 3.86 ERA. And Sasaki, that they just signed, hoping to have a regular season similar to the Dodgers last year. So the Dodgers, they get everybody. They sign everybody. They have like every MLB All-Star on their team. Nothing different. They got MLB All-Stars. They got Japanese All-Stars. They got everybody on their team. But Cubs, man, the Cubs also have 2 Japanese stars. So like I talked about a little bit earlier, Seiya Suzuki, they signed him prior to 22 for a 5-year, $85 million deal. And then before last year, we landed a starting pitcher who was an absolute stud for us last year, Shota Imanaga, and we signed him on a 4-year, $53 million deal. So going back to Seiya or Suzuki, he's been one of the best Cubs players since he came over. Dude can actually rip the ball like crazy. Dude gets hits like crazy. So since joining the Cubs prior to 2022, he has 55 home runs, 31 steals. He's batting .278, slugging percentage of .354, and an on-base percentage of .470 in 381 games. But the real star for us, I mean, I guess both the stars, but Imanaga, and if I'm saying their name wrong, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not Japanese. I apologize. But he finished 4th in the National League Rookie of the Year race last year and 5th in the Cy Young voting. He had a 2.91 ERA last year, and he went 15-3 for the Chicago Cubs. So game 1, we got those 2 stars going up against each other. You got Yamamoto versus Imanaga. In game 2, you got Sasaki, the new LA Dodger, the new MLB player, going up against probably the Cubs' best pitcher the last 2-3 seasons, Justin Steele, lefty out there. So I'm excited, guys. There's a lot of storylines in this game. Obviously, the Japanese players, obviously Ohtani, obviously Cubs got one of the oldest fan bases. The Dodgers have one of the oldest fan bases. So you have a lot of history coming in here. Second time the Cubs are opening a season in Japan. So a lot of people probably don't even know that. And that's always fun and kind of interesting to hear about. But there's a lot going on this year, guys. So if you don't know, and I'm sure you do if you're a fan of the MLB, the Dodgers won the World Series last year. They went out and got even more additions this year. They picked up Blake Snell. They obviously signed Sasaki, like I mentioned. They picked up relievers Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates. They picked up Hyung-Sung Kim. They picked up Michael Conforto. So these dudes are signing everybody. The Dodgers, if you guys know, they got big pockets. LA seems like all the LA teams always got big pockets. And then they re-signed a couple 3 key players from last year. So Teoscar Hernandez, Blake Treinen, and of course, utility guy that seems like he comes up clutch for them all the time, Kike Hernandez. So they're looking to get back-to-back World Series. That'd be the first back-to-back World Series champions since the Yankees won 3 straight from 1998 to 2000. So the Dodgers, a lot of expectations this year and a lot of expectations for very good reasons. The Cubs, a little bit different of a story. So Dodgers won the World Series last year. They're looking to become the first team to win back-to-back World Series champions since the Yankees won 3 straight, 98 to 2000. Cubs, a different trajectory. Didn't even make the playoffs in 2024, but we did bring in a ton of new faces during the offseason, and probably the 2 biggest names, 3-time All-Star Kyle Tucker and 2-time All-Star Ryan Presley, who we both brought in from the Houston Astros, even though it was 2 separate trades. But we also signed veteran infielder Justin Turner, who actually spent 9 seasons and earned 2 All-Star selections with the Dodgers. So Tucker, Turner, Presley coming in for the Cubs. And they're actually projected to win their division too. So that's the interesting thing. You got the Dodgers projected to, get over 100 wins, win their division, probably the favorites to win the World Series. So they're this team on the rise. The Cubs, somewhat on the rise, somewhat just in the middle. We got rid of Cody Bellinger, brought in Kyle Tucker, but the expectations, I would say, are still there. So Justin Turner, man, the fellow redheaded beard guy, I can appreciate that in Chicago, but he's coming over. He's played the last couple seasons, the Red Sox, Blue Jays, Mariners, when he got traded. So a couple key additions. He's 40 years old, so we'll see what happens. I'm excited for PCA to come in his year. He's going to finally be at the top. And if you don't know PCA, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. So last year, batted 237, 10 home runs, 47 RBIs. But dude is going to be stealing bases, going crazy, and it's wild to see. This man was born in 2002. So I'm excited to see the Cubs line up this year. But let's take a look a little bit at some of the projections. So like I mentioned, let's see here. You get all your projections on FanDuel. Shots FanDuel. Definitely the gambling website that I use when I feel like having some fun. But let's see. World Series champions, the Dodgers right at the top. So Dodgers are the number 1 favorite team to win. You got Atlanta behind them, New York, Philadelphia. Cubbies all the way down here at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Cubs are 10th, tied 10th with the Mariners and the Padres and Tigers and a bunch of other teams. But the Dodgers clearly out ahead of the pack. But both teams, man, they're both favored to win their division. So you see here first for starters, many of you guys probably seen this, but the Cubs right now, they are favored to win the NL Central. And I would say not by a big margin, but by a pretty decent size margin, plus 100 for the Cubs. And behind them would be plus 290 for the Milwaukee Brewers. And then also you see here the Dodgers are projected to win their division. So Cubs projected to win, Dodgers, but the Dodgers, crazy stat right here. I mean, Dodgers minus 650 to win the NL West. So if you bet $1, you only win 15 cents. If you bet 100, you're going to win $15.38. So stock market's a little bit down. So if you want to go put your savings somewhere, go put it on the Dodgers to win the division. Because if they don't win the division, that'll be one of the biggest blunders in MLB history. So not only are they there, but let's take a look. There's a big difference, though. So they're both projected to win the division, right? But then you go look at the projected win totals for both of these teams. You can kind of see it's a lot different based on how they're going to get to that division title. They don't really have a listing out here. But, wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Win totals. Here we go. Team total wins. So we'll go to Chicago first. So the Cubs are projected to win the Central, but FanDuel also only has their over-under at 87.5 wins. So essentially, FanDuel is predicting that somebody that wins the MLB or the NL Central this year is going to win less than 90 games. So Cubs projected to make the playoffs, but only have about 87.5 wins. Then you check out the Dodgers. Complete different story here. Projected to win the division, but also projected to, or their over-under on wins is at 104.5. So both teams projected to win their division. One team projected to have 17 more wins, something along those lines, than the other team. So you could see the big disparity in how people are viewing both of these teams. You got the Cubs total win set at 87.5. You got the Dodgers set here at 104.5. Both teams projected to win their divisions. And then according to this website, baseballprospectus.com, the Cubs are expected to win 91 wins, Los Angeles 103. So definitely two teams that are projected to be pretty good this year. The Dodgers projected to be great. The Cubs expected to be good. So it's going to be a great series. I'm excited to see how it goes. But let's do a quick recap on that. So Cubs and Dodgers, both favorites to win their division according to FanDuel. But FanDuel, like we just showed you, has completely different win totals. Dodgers 104.5 wins is what they're set at. The Cubs only at 87.5 wins. But according to baseballprospectus.com, they got the Cubs at 91 wins, Dodgers at 103. So we have two teams projected to make the playoffs, two teams projected to win their divisions, but in completely different fashion. Looks like the Cubs, everyone's projecting them to kind of squeak through, maybe get by Milwaukee. And the Dodgers, everybody's expecting them to just blow the doors off this MLB season. They brought in Blake Snell. They have Ohtani. When Mookie Betts gets back, they still have everybody you could think of out there on that same team. So I'm excited. All I know is this means we're in for two really, really good Tokyo Series games, guys. So before we move on, all I got to say is go put some bread up, guys. You see this right here? I'm going to go put some money on it. I didn't log in. I'm not going to log in front of everybody, even though the count's at 0. But if you want to go make some bread right now, guys, got the Cubs right here, projected at 91 wins according to the sim. And FanDuel's got them at 87.5 wins this season. So I'm going to go over for the Cubs this year. Definitely going over 87.5. I think we get, right around 90 wins this year. The NL Central, not too stacked up. Got to worry about Milwaukee, maybe a little bit about the Reds. Cardinals, obviously, they always come and go. And then Pittsburgh usually stays at the bottom of the division. But for the Chicago Cubs, guys, go put some money right now on their over. 87.5 wins on FanDuel. A lot of the projections, similar to baseballprospectus.com, have them around 91, 90 wins. So I'm about to go put my money on that. I assume you guys do. I assume you should. You better go. So right now, if you're not doing so, go put your money on the Chicago Cubs. 87.5 wins. We're going with the over. Websites, Baseball Prospectus. People have them at 90, 91 wins. Let's go make some bread. Let's put it in together. Season starts tomorrow. We'll check back in at the end of September, around August, see how things are looking, because we're about to get paid this year off the Chicago Cubs win total, guys. So get it in tune. Let me know what you guys think. Are we going to hit that? Are we going to have more than 87.5 wins? I don't know, but I think so. All right, so now that we gave some background on the game, let's look at some of these projectors here. So these are the starting pitching. These are the two starting pitching matchups we got for the Tokyo Series. So game 1, Tuesday, 5:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You got Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Shota Imanaga. And then game 2, Wednesday, Roki Sasaki, the rookie, versus Justin Steele, your boy, the lefty, out of the Chicago Cubs. So I'm excited, guys. The other two starting matchups we got for the Tokyo Series. So sick graphic. Going to be two dope games. I think the Cubs probably go 1-1. I think both teams sneak a win out there in Japan, and I'm excited to see what the Cubs have in store for this season. But as far as the starting lineups, where did they go? Here we go. So this is a projected lineup for the Dodgers. And I was Mookie Betts already listed out for this game, so no Mookie Betts for the Dodgers. This is what their projected starting lineup is. So leading off, Shohei Ohtani, Tommy Edman, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Michael Conforto, Miguel Rojas, Andy Pages. Another stacked Dodgers lineup with pretty much weapons all over that bad boy, up and down that lineup. And that top 4, 5, 6, 7 batters, bro, like you start looking at it, you're like, God damn. Ohtani, Edman, Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez. And you forget Edman they brought over last year from the Cardinals. So the Cubs are very familiar with Tommy Edman. He's a really good player. Michael Conforto, brand new this year. They re-signed Teoscar Hernandez. So even without Mookie Betts, this is a crazy stack lineup. And imagine when he comes back. But this will be what we're looking at tomorrow, guys. As the Cubbies, that's what we're looking at. Then right here, we got the Cubs starting lineup. So the Cubs starting lineup, or projected starting lineup for tomorrow's opener, Ian Happ leading it off, Kyle Tucker in the 2 spot, Seiya Suzuki batting 3rd, Michael Busch cleaning it up in the 4 spot, Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw, Pete Crow Armstrong, Miguel Amaya, and John Birdie. So different looking lineup than we had last year. A lot of mix up in there, a lot of different players that, you know, weren't getting regular time, players that weren't on the Cubs. But I'm excited to see what we have in store for tomorrow's game, guys. It's going to be a really fun game. Besides waking up at 5:10 in the morning, I'm excited, but I'll still be up. Still debating this year if I'm going to end up getting, you know, marquee because I don't want to. But tomorrow the game's on Fox, so I should be able to catch that. But, man, let me know what you guys think. I'm excited for this Cubs year. Last year, I didn't know what we were going to do. We did kind of almost made a little run towards a wild card. But this year, I think the Cubs finally have made some moves, finally in the right place to do something. And I mean, honestly, I hope that's what we do because it's been tough. This is crazy, though. They had this camera that doesn't even look real. Like, it looks like a video game. So I don't know what they're using over here, but Cubs broadcast camera in Japan literally looks straight out of a video game. I thought this was like MLB The Show. It's giving me like the Tesla vibes. The little camera you see outside your car. I haven't watched this yet, though, so let's watch this real quick. We're watching it together, guys. It's from the beginning.
Shota.
いつか
は今だ。少年の頃からずっと夢を見てきた。あのユニフォームを着て、あのフィールドで2つの世界の間に立ち、どちらもホームと呼ぶことを。夢の実現には何年も、時には一生かかることもある。僕の夢は2つの世界が重なる必要があった。今それが現実になった。さあ行こう。
Let's go. Man, that gets me pumped up. I don't even speak Japanese. Reading the captions, just as fire. Can't wait for tomorrow. 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, y'all. You better be up. I'm going to be rocking the Cubs jersey because I'm pumped. I'm locked in. 25 years ago, too, I was, like 6 years old, 7 years old. It's a super dope video because you forget these dudes are super young, man. Who they got on here? That was crazy. Motivational. All right, guys, though, but check in. I don't know if I want to wake up and stream tomorrow. It's going to be earlier than a mug, but waking up at 5 a.m., I'm in tune, man. And I can't wait to hit up Wrigley. I can't wait to be in Wrigley, guys. It's going to be a great year. And these are some, actually, let's look at some of these acquisitions real quick. So these are all of the Cubs' notable acquisitions from this past offseason. So obviously headlined by the Kyle Tucker trade. We picked up a couple different pitchers you could see throughout here. So notable acquisitions this offseason for the Cubs: Kyle Tucker, Matthew Boyd, Ryan Presley, Eli Morgan, Carson Kelly, Justin Turner, Caleb Theobar, Ryan Brazier, Colin Rhea, John Birdie, Cody Proteet, Vidal Brujan, Nicky Lopez. These are a lot of different players coming in. So things are either going to go really good for Chicago this year or really bad. I'm going to go with the really good. I'm going to stay half cup, half full. We're staying optimistic. I think the North side this year, we break the playoff drought. We win the division. We get back in. Who knows how much noise we can make, but I think we're a threat when you got a Kyle Tucker, when you got a Jason Steele, when you got a Seiya Suzuki. We got a chance, guys. So let me know what you guys think. I'm pumped up for this Chicago season. I can't wait for the Tokyo series tomorrow, guys. But let me know what you guys think. What's the outlook for this Cubs season? Cubs are projected right now at 87.5 wins. Are we going to get there? Cubs are projected at 87.5 wins, guys. Are we going to get there? I think so. Are we going to win the division? I think so. Are we going to win a playoff series? I'm going to say yeah, guys. I'm sticking my neck out. It's March 17th. We got April, May, June, July, August. We got 6 more months before we figure anything out. We're in for the long haul. Get in, everybody. We're jumping on the Cubs bandwagon before spring even starts. So spring's not even starting. Tokyo series is starting. I'm taking the over on Cubs wins. I'm taking the Cubs to win the division. I'm taking the Cubs to win a playoff series this year, guys. I don't even know if it's the Seiya, the Suzuki video I watched, if it's the 25-year video they just showed on MLB's Twitter account. I'm psyched. I'm amped. I'm ready for the Cubbies, guys. Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thinking, y'all. Cubbies baseball is back. Deuces.